This video will illustrate how an appraiser can set up a custom display and export data out of the connectBLC. As you can see, I've already done a search here for Austin Lakes over in Washington Township, Hendricks County, looking for sold data over approximately the past year. As you can see, I had 24 matches, and when I hit View Results, what comes up is a custom display that I've already created. And as you can see right here, it's noting that I have the primary display. The reason that I set it up this way is because this is just the way that I like to view the data when I'm working on my appraisal assignments. We can change this, however, and so if you see this down arrow right here, just click on that and you'll see that I have quite a few custom displays already created. Now, the reason I've created so many displays is because when you export the data, it will ask which display do you want to export. And so because my displays are set up differently, or because the exports, what I need in those fields are different, I'll have different custom formats already designed. Now, if you see the table here, I'm going to click on Table, and you'll notice now that it says Modify Columns instead of Primary Display. If you have never set up a custom display, what you are likely to see on your BLC is this Modify Columns. In order to create the display, simply click on the down arrow, hover over the table, and you'll notice this little pencil here. That's your edit button. And so you can click on that and you'll get a window that pops up. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is give your display a name. For this video, I'm just going to call it Test. You'll notice here we have fields and we have advanced features. Here they have given us some instructions on how we can create these custom displays. We then have available fields over here, and we have currently selected fields over here. So these currently selected fields, this is what's already included in that modify column display. If there is information that you would like to have in your custom display that's already here, great, it's already here. But there may be information in here that you don't really care to have in your display. For example, maybe you don't want the small photos. And so this little X button right here will remove that field. And now we no longer have the small photos in there. As you scroll down, there's a lot of things in here you may or may not want. Personally, I don't need the city in there. I don't want the area in there. I don't want the price in there because I'm going to find the sale price later on. I may not want the school district in here. And so you can go through and just clean up the fields that are already in there. Now, I did remove price because I don't want the price in there. I want the sale price in there. And if I come over here and type in sale, you'll notice that sale price doesn't exist. And that's because our MLS system labels sale price as close price. Now, in order to get this information from this field over to here, it's a very simple matter of clicking the plus sign. And that now comes in to our currently selected fields. Another way to do it would just be to simply hover over, I'm going to include close date, simply hover over this and double click. And now it's included. Now you'll notice that what the system did is it put it at the bottom of those currently selected fields. But I don't want it at the bottom, I want it closer to the top. We've got a couple different ways we can do this. If I just left click on close price and then left click and hold down, I can just drag it up to the top. And I can put that wherever I want it. I'm going to put it right under the status. Another way to do this is if you click on close date, you can use these arrows right here to move it up and down. Now I'm going to keep moving up and you'll notice that it's not following me to the top. Okay, so I don't like using the arrows. I like to click and drag. So I'm just going to click and drag that down here to the close. I want that right under the close price. It is really as simple as that, and the last thing that we have to do is just hit save. Now, as soon as it saves, you'll notice that the test format, or I'm sorry, the test display is what automatically shows. Now, if you go out and do another search and come back, it's probably going to say modify columns again. And so if you want if you want the test or whatever you name it to be the default, click on the down arrow, go back into the edit button, and you can go into the advanced features right here and just click on or check this box right here, make this my default report. Hit save changes, and now when you do a search, it will come up as the test. Now, in order to export the data, what you will need to do is simply check this box right here. And when you check this box, ideally, all of the listings will be checked. You can check that right here. Notice we had 24 matches, we now have 24 selected. Generally, if you have less than 100, 200 matches, this isn't going to be an issue. However, there are times I will export upwards of 1,000 listings. And when I do the search, I may get the 1,000 listings. If the very first thing I do is hit this checkbox, it is highly unlikely that I will have grabbed all 1,000. Generally, what happens is it will grab the top 50. So I am constantly looking right here to make sure that what I have selected matches the number of sales and listings. So in this instance, we already have 24 matches, 24 selected. In order to export the data, it's a simple matter of coming over here to this down arrow. And when you click on the down arrow, you get a new window that will pop open. You can hit next. You can see here, it's asking, get all the fields in this report. Again, it's coming up with test right now, but I can click on the down arrow and choose from any of my custom displays that I have created. So I'm going to leave it as test, and I will hit next. It's going to ask you to choose a type of file to download. Now, they already have Excel and Excel 2007 Plus. However, do not choose either one of those. And the reason being is that when you export that data out, there's some sort of a disconnect. And I honestly don't know what the issue is, but every time I have tried to export out using either Excel or Excel 2007 Plus, what ends up happening is I can't get the graphs to work. There are certain formulas and functions I can't get to work correctly. And so I have just stopped trying to use the Excel, and I will use this tab delimited text. And when I click on next, we'll get the download. I can open file, and it will open up into a notepad. If I hit Control A, I highlight everything. If I hit Control C, I copy everything. And when I have an open spreadsheet here, so I'm in cell A1, and if I hit Control V as in Victor, oops. So here in cell A1, if I click Control V as in Victor, all of the information that I had in the connectBLC has now been imported into this Excel spreadsheet. At this point, I can go through and actually work with the data. I can develop trend analyses. I can develop adjustments. There are a lot of different things that you can do once you have that data into Excel. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. I'd be more than happy to help if I can. Otherwise, I would appreciate if you could like or subscribe this video. And, if you have any questions, please feel free to get a hold of me. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. I'd be more than happy to help if I can. Otherwise, I would appreciate if you could like the video or subscribe to our channel. We would appreciate it. Thank you and have a good day.